Hello, everyone, and welcome to the concession stand here on the KB Radio Network. I am your host, Kevin Reed, and this is the review of the new science fiction thriller, War of the Worlds. And this isn't the Steven Spielberg, Tom Cruise movie from about, 20 years ago, or give or take, but this is a new interpretation of the H.G. Wells novel. This film stars Ice Cube. Yes, Ice Cube is the star of War of the Worlds. Along with him, you have Eva Longoria, Gregg, and this is a grounded science fiction adaptation in the vein of District 9, if you will, and it touches on the themes of privacy and surveillance. And on paper, it sounds like a good idea. On paper, it sounds like, okay, that's interesting, NSA spying on people and blah, blah, blah. Good premise. Does it belong in a War of the World movies? No, I don't think so. But hey, whatever. This is what we got. This is arguably the worst film, or one of the worst films I've seen this year. This movie was so bad, and I was trying to give it a pass throughout watching this movie because, number one, this film was made in 2020 or 2021 during the pandemic, and so the filmmakers behind the War of the Worlds decided to do this screenlife adaptation. And if you don't know what screenlife is, it's a film where it takes place strictly off of a computer or a cell phone or an iPad or things of that nature. It's like a found footage type thing, but it's a little bit of a subgenre of that. Films that you can look at as similar is Unfriended or Searching, just to name a couple. That style of filmmaking, which I don't mind, because Unfriended, I love Unfriended. That is so rewatchable. I watch it at least once a year since it came out. I love that horror film. It was unique, and it fit the storytelling for that film. You can't do it for every film. It's only good for a certain type of film, like Searching too. Searching and Missing, which is kind of a sequel to Searching. Those were made for this style of filmmaking, not an alien invasion movie. It doesn't fit this genre. It was a good attempt, but it just didn't work for me. The mere fact that this movie was shot 5 years ago and is just now being released on Prime Video lets you know everything you need to know on the quality of this movie. This is not good, and God bless him, love Ice Cube, and I'm going back to the NWA days, when he was rapping and when he made the jump into film with Boys in the Hood, Friday, and so on and so forth. I've been a huge fan of Ice Cube. Everything he does, I check it out. It doesn't matter what it is. I'll check it out because it's Ice Cube, which what brought me to War of the Worlds, because I didn't know anything about. I didn't know this movie was made, shot, or anything. Didn't see any promotion for it. I just so happened to see a thumbnail when I turned on the TV. When they do the what you can watch thing or whatever, and that was on. I'm like, what? Ice Cube in War of the Worlds? Interesting. Color me interested. Let me check it out. And I was so disappointed. It's sad that I was disappointed in a film that I had no expectations in. I didn't even know about the movie. But going back to Ice Cube, horribly miscast in this role. Horribly miscast. He's playing a surveillance expert who and I'm not saying that the man is unintelligent, that he can't hold this type of job. I'm pretty sure he could, but I don't believe it in this movie. He didn't make me believe that he was a surveillance expert in this movie. And like I said, I know this was a pandemic movie. They only shot it this way. Well, I don't know. I don't know the reason why they shot it this. This could have been the plan before the pandemic started, but they shot it this way because of the pandemic. You know, you couldn't be around people and this, that, and the third. So it was a nice way to make a movie, and you don't have to have actors in the same room and have close-ups and have a whole crew in there and everybody getting COVID and all this other good stuff. You could just shoot it on an iPad or a computer and whatnot. Okay, it makes sense. But man, I was bored to tears watching this movie. This movie, when I watch a film, and when I give my critique of movies, it's not from a professional movie critic standpoint. It's from a man that loves movies who just been watching movies his entire life, does nothing but watch movies and television shows. I just love film, and this is just from a film lover's perspective. And when I watch a movie, I don't care if it's artistically appealing and stuff like that. If I get it, good. But most of the time, I just want to be entertained. I just want to feel something. When I leave out of the theater or watching it at home, I just want to feel something after. Even if it's bad movies that I enjoy watching because at least I can feel something. I felt absolutely nothing watching this movie. I felt nothing. I'm not even mad at the movie. It is so bland. You can't feel any emotion because your actors aren't together in this film. You know what I'm saying? There's no real emotion shown between the actors, even though they're conveying it through these electronic devices, FaceTiming and stuff like that. But there's no human connection to make you feel the gravity of what's going on in this film. And they, for their credit, they tried, but they failed miserably. The acting here is horrible. This is the worst acting I've seen from Ice Cube. And look, Ice Cube isn't a Broadway theater trained Academy Award nominated actor, but he's good. He's good in everything that he's in. But this was the first time I've actually watched Ice Cube and like, my God, why are you in this movie? To his credit, it wasn't like the screenplay gave him much to work with here. So for that, I give him a pass. But it was like, my God, why is he in this? Eva Longoria is in this movie. She was trying. I'll give her that. And Ice Cube was trying, but it's just, you can't bring words to life when it just seems like the words were created by Chat GPT. It just was a bland, emotionless, ridiculous screenplay. And when you're relying news clippings, or not clippings, but news outlets, clips from their broadcast to push the story along, you're in trouble. But when the actors and the characters can't push the story along, but the clips on the internet pushes the story along better, it's a problem. It's a serious problem with this screenplay. To be 100% honest with you, it's hard to review this movie because I feel bad, to be honest with you. I feel sad for this movie and everybody involved because I know this movie was made during the pandemic, and these actors and the filmmakers behind the camera, they were just trying to keep busy. They were trying to do something during that time. We all lived it. We went through it. We know that it was a depressing time in human history during the COVID-19 pandemic. And so these people were trying to stay busy. They were trying to work. They were trying to do something to keep their minds occupied. So in that regard, I respect their gangster. But the movie, this is bad. This was a bad film that I would probably never never have the inkling to check out any other time in the duration of my life. War of the Worlds Revival, which is one of the titles that they gave, gets a letter grade of an F. Yeah, this was, I do not recommend it much. Even if you're bored, I wouldn't even click it because you'll get even boreder. It's not going to help your case at all. But I would like to know, did you check out War of the Worlds? And have you, when's the last time you checked out the Tom Cruise War of the Worlds that was directed by Steven Spielberg? That was good. That was good. And even that wasn't great, but it was, compared to this, it was Citizen Kane. But I would love to know your thoughts. Email the show, kbradiopodcast@gmail.com. You can also search for the show on all social media platforms. Just look for the KB Radio Network. Also, YouTube. Subscribe to the KB Radio Network channel. Smash that like button and share this with all your friends. Speaking of sharing, you can also share, like, and give 5 stars if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you are currently listening to the concession stand here on the KB Radio Network. Thank you for joining me for this adaptation of the H.G. Wells classic novel, War of the Worlds. Want you all to know that I love you. Continue to love everyone. And until we speak again, you all be blessed.